It's not funny actually. A lot of people still think that Lexus is a follower, just copying what Mercedes-Benz and others do in the luxury car market. But what they don't realise is that Toyota's luxury brand has actually been a bit of an industry disruptor, leading in the areas of quality, craftsmanship, refinement and customer service. Now, Lexus is at it again with the all-new RZ, its second battery electric vehicle, but the first built on a dedicated EV platform. Due out in about June or July next year, there's an astonishing amount of information we still don't know, including exact specifications, powertrain differences, and the all-important pricing. Being a Lexus EV, the RZ will certainly cost more than rivals like the Tesla Model Y from just $72,300, and probably even more than the Genesis GV60 that kicks off from $103,700, at least in this high-spec 450e all-wheel drive version we're previewing today. If it turns out to out Tesla, but with Lexus traditional benefits, then every other car maker certainly won't be laughing at all. Let's see what this new RZ is all about. Before I do that though, please feel free to like and subscribe, while you can skip to any part of this preview drive using either the time codes or chapter markers on your screen right now. There's also an expanded written report at the CarsGuide website, so don't forget to check that out too. Now, the car you see here is a hand-built pre-production prototype, but the model that gets launched in the middle of 2023 in Australia will pretty much look like the vehicle you see right here. Now, size-wise, it fits somewhere between Lexus's mid-range NX and the slightly larger RX series, but this is altogether a little bit lower. It's got a long wheelbase, and of course, it's pure electric because it runs on Toyota's ETNGA pure electric architecture. If all that sounds familiar, that's probably because the RZ is actually the third ETNGA EV after the very closely related Toyota BZ4X and Subaru Solterra. Both are set for an Australian release sometime next year, so look out for these as well. Describing it as airy minimalism, Lexus is also keen to crow about the RZ's exceptional interior space for its size, as well as the availability of a full vegan interior, the option of a panoramic sunroof with electric instant dimming, and extensive anti-noise sound frequency tech to silence the cabin at speed. Exceptional aerodynamics also help. A super stiff and strong body structure further quells noise and vibration paths while benefiting handling and ride qualities. Plus, higher grades will offer adaptive dampers for the McPherson strut-style front suspension and trailing arm double wishbone rear suspension setup to give the RZ a serene yet sporty edge. Or so the brand says. About the only other thing I can say is that it's extremely Lexus in its styling. It's familiar, but it's clean, and some people say possibly one of the best looking SUVs in its class. Let's see what the final production version looks like to find out. Right now, the only model confirmed is the RZ 450e with an electric motor, transaxle and inverter on each axle, providing variable all-wheel drive according to speed and conditions. The front one makes 150 kilowatts of power and the rear one delivers 80 kilowatts for a 230 kilowatt system power total. No torque output has yet been divulged. You can also bank on a single motor version, driving the front wheels, and this one's likely to slip in at under $100,000. If we're lucky. Other notable technologies include Australia's first mass-produced yoke-like steering control with steer-by-wire, offering a constantly varying steering ratio that cuts down wheel movement range lock-to-lock from 540 degrees to just 170 degrees. Or, in other words, your arms never need to cross over even during the tightest U-turns. Plus, the driver can maneuver the car in and out of tight parking spots, standing outside it using just a smartphone. Clever. I am the very first person in the entire history, in fact, of the CarsGuide office to drive a Lexus RZ. So the interior is extremely Lexus familiar, which means that if you know the latest NX or the upcoming RX, much of the dashboard look and architecture is the same. So familiarity is one of the key things in this car, bar one major exception, and that of course is this yoke steering wheel. So I'm pushing the button. This is my first time ever using one of these. I set the drive selector to D and off I go. Of course, this is an EV, so it's smooth. The driving position is remarkably similar to any sort of car with a normal steering wheel arrangement. It's just getting used to the fact that you're holding the yoke as per if you were flying a fighter jet, which of course everyone who is watching this would be very familiar with. I'm only doing 60 kilometers an hour at this stage. It wastes no time getting up to that speed, and a tight corner, not much turn of a wheel, and believe it or not, I get through without crashing into the fence. That's a win. Righto, I'm at the stage on this track where I can go from 0 to 100, and I will do that. Now, Lexus says that there's a minimum of pitching and body movement because this car, which is on 20-inch wheels and tyres and features adaptive dampers all around, is designed to keep things smooth. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so, yep, we've hit 100. It's super smooth, it's quiet, and the yoke or the steering wheel feels absolutely rock solid in my hand. So that's another thing that Lexus is keen for us to know, that there is nothing alien or untoward about using this other than the fact that you aren't twirling your arms. Now, because it's a variable ratio steering, at say 60, it feels like any car in terms of the amount of steering effort and angle you put. However, the faster you go, the less the ratio gets, so the car doesn't have a nervousness. So now I'm doing 80, approaching a corner, and yep. It's funny, you feel the rear wheels wanting to kick out there, but I was going fairly quickly around a fairly tight radius. One of the more impressive things is the braking isn't as bad as you would expect in terms of feel. You know, a lot of electric vehicles feel a little bit fake. When you put your foot down, it's like you're just kind of hitting a plank of wood or something. This has no such thing. So once again, I'm just accelerating quickly. There's also regenerative braking, e-pedal style, using paddle shifts that go down or up right here with the steering column. And while it doesn't bring you to a full stop, it does slow you right down. Obviously, this course is way too smooth and controlled for me to make any objective real-world assessment of the RZ steering, handling, or ride comfort capabilities, but it's left me wanting more, not less. And that's got to be a good thing, right? Okay, we're at the witch's hats. We're doing a slalom style left, right, left, right, left, right evasive maneuver type action, and I'm going to be doing this at 50 kilometers an hour. Let's go. All right, so 50 comes up in no time. Look, it's extremely responsive and flat with no drama at all. The yoke steering is something that you quickly get used to. It's kind of fun. I don't know whether the novelty will wear off after a period of time. It certainly works. It's not as alien as it looks or as you'd expect. but rest assured that it will be an option rather than standard on RZs in Australia. So if you don't like the look of it, or you're feeling that this may be just a bit too much to put up with, then rest assured that there is a regular electronic power steering system mechanically connected to the front axle. That's for more normal and traditional driving. Wow. Well, that certainly isn't what I expected in terms of Lexus driving. It has sportiness and performance and refinement and civility and a level of smoothness which sometimes evades electric vehicles. So first impressions are extremely encouraging. As with many pure EVs, a lithium-ion battery pack is placed low and centrally within the wheelbase. Delivering 71.4 kilowatt hours, it is said to offer up to 450 kilometers of range between charges using the Japanese WLTC methodology. Australian range figures are yet to be confirmed, but they shouldn't be too far off, driven modestly of course. AC charging is via a Type 2 port with an 11 kilowatt capacity, while DC fast charging is via a CCS2 port which can handle up to 150 kilowatts. Regenerative braking, offering several levels of single pedal deceleration, is also included. Finally, more information, including complete mechanical, equipment, safety and pricing specifications, will be revealed closer to the RZ's mid-2023 launch. Stay tuned for that. It's still too soon to make a definitive call on the new Lexus RZ. But one thing that's abundantly clear is Lexus's ambition to dominate the premium medium EV SUV market. You can read more about the Lexus RZ at carsguide.com.au, and as usual, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.